Hello and happy spring. Conversations this week have been all about nutrition, and I've talked to a lot of people who just keep cutting their calories back, but they want to build muscle, they want to lose weight, they want to get toned. And I purposely did the blog post is Truth About Losing Inches because it's not about the scale. Yes, there are certain things that we need the scale for, but that's not what it is. We want to lose inches. We want to look toned. We want to look healthy. So there's some truths and some facts that go along with that. So back in the day, and I know when I first started this health and fitness journey, which was close to 15 years ago, I still can't believe I'm that old. It was calories in, calories out. So the formula went, decrease your calories by 250 in exercise, 250 with what you were putting in your body. But you could eat what you wanted, pretty much, as long as you were reducing calories by 250. Now, mind you, if you read last week's blog post, I did a thing, the old-fashioned way for me 15 years ago was all pen and paper to figure it out, and that's how I had to meal plan. A lot of things have changed since then. Yes, if you are just starting your health and fitness journey, you need to do that formula. Because you haven't put your body in a caloric, I think I'm saying that right, deficit. But if you get in that deficit for too long, your body will go into a starvation mode, or basically your metabolism will slow down, which means you will either hit a plateau, or you can actually see weight gain again because your body's just kind of holding on to everything. So that's the kind of truth bomb about that is, yes, at first you need to start cutting your calories to lose weight. But the thing is if you're trying to get toned and get muscle and build muscle and to look thinner and to actually be thinner because you're losing inches, you need to build muscle. And if you are just decreasing your calories, you're never going to build any muscle to get there. And you actually have to eat more. And it took me a long time to do this because that just wasn't in my mindset, and I kept thinking if I was going to add these calories, I was going to gain weight. Guess what? Didn't happen. I actually, the first time I started lifting into to get into toning and stuff like that, I actually increased my calories. I was actually eating 2,000 calories a day, which was like around my maintenance, and I actually dropped 3 sizes. Now, mind you, the scale did not move. I just dropped 3 sizes because I gained muscle, I thinned out, and it looked like I lost weight. So that's where, guys, don't worry about the scale. It does not tell you everything. That's where measurements come in. That's where body fat percentage comes in. There's so many other ways to see if you're hitting those goals other than that damn scale. And I know I was one of those people who was on the scale every day, but I didn't let it deter me eat one way or the other. It was just to make sure I wasn't going up. So here is another myth that came up. Somebody was asking me, was doing different calorie ranges. So like, say one day you're working out, you're going to eat more calories. And then on the days you're not, you're going to decrease your calories. No. Your body needs to stay at a constant. It's called consistency. Consistency with your workouts, consistency with your nutrition. So you do not go one to the other, one to the other, one to the other. Your body's going to go, whoa, what the heck are you doing to me? And then it's just going to start, because it's going to think that you're eventually going to starve itself again. And again, it's going to slow your metabolism down, or it's just going to hold on to everything that you have. Now, when it comes to adding calories, so if you're used to being in a calorie deficit and you're like, oh my God, I got to add calories, because I know I had a hard time doing this. When you add your calories, you don't add junk. which is why those containers that I use made my life easier when I did this, because it told me how many extra containers of what, so I wasn't getting the wrong things to add into my diet. So it was like more protein, more fruits, more vegetables I added, and I think one more carbohydrate to my when I upped. So keep in mind that it's always inches overweight, and how you feel are the biggest things. For me, your body. Okay, this is another thing. People always talk to me about carbs, 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 carbs. Here is one myth: fruits and vegetables are carbs. Okay, they help give you energy. They do have carbohydrates in them. Okay, but they're not like bread, pastas. Okay, they don't have as many of a carb content as those. Your body does need carbs. It needs it. It needs it for energy. It just does. I'm one of those people. I love carbohydrates. You can cut carbohydrates and you will lose weight. I'm not saying that you can't, and I'm not saying that it doesn't work for that. But for me, with the way I run and as active as I am, I need those carbohydrates. But I'm not making sure my carbohydrates are brown rice, Ezekiel bread, and that's basically all my fruits and vegetables. Those are my carbohydrates. And when it comes to a starchy carb, I basically get 2 of those a day. Sometimes 1, because then I use beans sometimes too for carbohydrates, because beans are a carbohydrate. So wanted to just kind of touch base with you guys about some myths and stuff. I have things written down here of questions that were asked from me this week, so I just wanted to make sure I addressed them. So just remember, if you're trying to tone and build muscle, to look thin and to just look good, to get those arms that you want, because tank top season's here, just remember, in order to build that muscle, you have to fuel your body. You can't have it in a calorie deficit in order to do that. Don't do the different calorie ranges. I've done that. My body just went completely nuts. And I think, and just remember, inches. It's inches over the scale. Forget the scale. You need it, obviously, because if your weight's climbing, there's something going on with your diet. But it's just to keep you in check, but it's not something you should be checking every day. I check mine once a week. That's it, just to make sure. I also know, because between going through IVF and all that stuff, I know when my weight's going to spike on the scale with my cycle. So I keep track of that to make sure it goes back down after that too. Because if it's not, or if I keep gaining, that means that there's something else going on. So there is a reason why I do keep track of my weight. All right, so I will talk to you guys later. If you have any more questions, or if you would like to just sit down and talk a little bit about what you could do for a plan, or if you just want to do a goal crushing session with what you're trying to accomplish and all that stuff, I do free one-on-one calls. You can fill out the form in the blog and we will set it up, and I will talk to you guys later.